Alrighty. And we are live. Welcome everyone to another Cinti Studios live stream. You're here today with myself, Bree. We've got Cam and we've got Mike with us. And we're going to be doing a live scene sort of mashup today using our most recent release, Elven Realm. And our sort of last year's recent release, Swamps from the Nature Biome series. So it's going to be a real cool one. So as always, ask your questions in the chat. We'll answer them throughout the stream. Mike will be showing you his perspective of the mashup. Feel free to ask questions, even give us some suggestions, and just join us for some banters. Really, yeah. Awesome. Well, welcome. Shall we get into it? Over to you, Mike.
Cool. So you can see my screen now. Cool. And I guess mic check. People can hear us. Everything's good on the stream. Awesome. Yeah. So we wanted to do a mashup of Elven, and we were talking about, what should we mash it up with? And we're like, let's do it with Meadows. And then we're like, I don't know how we got to Swamp, but like we're doing a mashup with Swamp. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I don't even know what we're going to do. I assume we'd start with the Swamp, probably grab some stuff out of the scene, take it into Swamp, and then start modifying the Swamp scene. I'm not really that much of an expert with the terrain stuff, but Justin's currently not here. He's on holiday, so yeah, I'm just going to have to do my best. And Cam's going to assist me because he worked quite a bit on the Swamp effigy stuff and also that kind of area. So he's got a really good handle on just on what we should do in that kind of area. So I'm thinking, Cam, just taking one of these buildings, plopping it into that effigy area, and kind of just like setting it up as almost like a little wizard cottage or something in the forest. That's kind of where I got to.
That's cool. I also think you should add the tree to somewhere as well. The Elven.
Yeah, we could try that one. It might look a little bit odd in Swamp with the different styles. What do you think about this building as the one we take in the Swamp? Is that wizardy enough, or like should we go with one of the I guess more housey ones?
I feel like if you're going for a wizard, something with a bit of a tower to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This would look quite good though. The front of that one looks awesome.
That one's quite good because it would also fit the size too.
Yeah, maybe go with that. Try it out, see if it fits. Okay, I'm gonna just rip this out. This is gonna get real messy real quick. Actually, the buildings might be in a group if we're lucky. What kind of group are they in? Maybe I don't need to do that. If I just turn that group off. Okay. Maybe that's fine then.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'll just take that. It might break some stuff, some loading or something, but we'll have a look. So we take that one. We go into the other scene. Yeah, the way we build these houses actually in the packs is kind of interesting. We just build them like on a big plane, and we build a bunch of cool houses, and then we take those into the demo scene and see where we can put them and use them. So they're definitely built not in position, which just helps us when we're doing stuff. So here's the Swamp. I don't really use this version of Unity that often. We use the slightly older ones, so I don't know where all the gizmo options are. Cam might be able to help me with this one. Where's the gizmos button? Oh, there it is, gizmos. They got a new icon for it and everything. Super fancy. Yeah, cool. So Swamp Pack, it's honestly probably my favorite one. I don't know why it's my favorite one. I just really like this one. It's just a really, really cool one.
So
out of the three, so yeah, I don't know. It's just cool.
Tells a good story.
It does tell a good story. Yeah, that's a good point. So edit, paste. Now, hopefully that comes into the scene. Okay, there we go. Cool. And I'm just going to manually move this. There's a various number of ways you can move stuff in Unity, but I'm going to just hack it in there for now. Now this has the collision turned on. What if I turn it off? So it's under Window Analysis, Physics Debugger. You can then turn. Okay, no, it must just be on because it's Mesh Colliders. That's fine. Cool. So there's our wizard house. Yeah, this is going to look great. I can already tell. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is going to
sort of already looks like it belongs. in
Just
a
fits. It just
way.
fits right in, right? The
Yeah.
color scheme, you know, like it's kind of funny actually.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this stuff is all designed to work together, you know, like it's what
Yep.
we do. It's what we do here over at Cinti.
Some point.
Cool. So I think the best thing to do would probably be get some scale in here. Typically, when building a scene, scale is kind of where you want to start. Otherwise, the scene can get blown out. So you want to get some like props and things into the scene that are roughly human size. Another thing we do when we build is we have a character. We just have character reference in there. We'll just have a bunch of these little red men sitting around, and they will just give you some sense of scale. If you don't have that in there, it's really easy to build a scene and then come look at it later and go, oh wow, the scene is not in the right scale, and it's all been blown out. So it's very important to do that. Yeah, you could just chuck suggestions at me, Cam, while we're building.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any vines for swamp that we could add to the roof?
I don't know if this one has. Maybe. I've got the. I don't know. Those are part of the tree. Actually.
What about like the swamp hanging down weed stuff? Do we have
the wisteria? Oh no, that's not
Yeah.
wisteria. I don't know what that stuff's called. The swamp, like the beards, tree beards. I don't think they're separate. I think they're part of the
Okay.
trees. Yeah.
I
mean,
think
you
having
could
a bit more, maybe having a bit more bone piles surrounding the house, just
like
to add
some of these little things.
No, the bone. You see the bone piles there?
Yeah.
yeah,
Paint some
those.
more in.
Yeah.
Don't we have? And they've got physical bones too, right? Like they've got
Yep.
actual. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll put some more props in, and then we'll get. We'll start dressing it up and make it kind of like, well, he could be like a necromancer wizard or something.
Like
You know, like he's into like
banished-
dark. Yeah,
banished elven.
banished. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, he's gonna be not a happy chappy, not someone you want to stuff around with. And we could have like statues that are like crumbled into the ground, you know, like. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh no, this version of Unity doesn't have all my little handy like switching the buttons.
Oh,
why are they
no.
here in little menus? Oh no. I liked having the like easy to click buttons at the top. I guess that makes sense. Just goes to show I need to use the newer Unities every now and then. I think we're still using 2020 for the stuff we're doing. Yeah, I mean statues falling over. It's kind of like a pretty standard thing, right? Put like a little fountain in the background there.
He's gonna be a really dark wizard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's evil. This guy's not good. Cancel. We don't want to delete prefab. We want to just get rid of the top level of that one.
We've got someone asking in chat how we come up with all these ideas on what to make. I think most of it is just lots
a combination
of
of
brainstorming.
things.
Yeah.
Some of it comes from reference, like movies, TV, and then some of it is just like randomly. Sometimes you can just randomly think of an idea and pops into your head. That bed head was kind of a inspiration from Lord of the Rings, if anyone can remember the scene where Frodo woke up and from his pursuit from the Nazgul, and kind of, and that's a good starting point.
I'm gonna just try and hack this in as like a thing that's going over the front of it.
That might actually work too, because the vines
Yeah.
will stick out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if I have it just kind of like that, you know?
Yeah, that works.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
that's
kind of
pretty-
creepy, you know? Just right out there. Put a few more little things on the ground, I think. Just to fill up the scene and just with some silhouettes. It's nice to have some silhouettes in there. They might not necessarily do much. Get rid of a tree in the background, maybe. Just have a bit of silhouette in there so we can have some.
Can we have can we add the portal?
Oh yeah, I could add the portal. I'll add the portal once we'll do some effects at the end. I think it's a good idea though. I need some more stuff at the side of the house. I guess just some like sacks. Maybe these are like dead bodies or something, you know.
Thanks. Weapons.
Yeah.
Oh yes, some of
staves.
the elven weapons would look cool.
Yeah.
What is this thing? I'll just put that there. I feel like the bone piles. We could certainly. This guy could be like pretty evil, you know.
It's starting to look like he's pretty evil.
Wow, I think we can go way eviler than this. Oh, here we go. We've got some wood being cut. I don't even know. That's been, I guess, yeah.
What if he's a
He's
wizard?
an elf dude. So, yeah. We have
maybe some like vases, or that could be for inside. But
yeah, I don't think I'll do interior dressing.
Okay.
Don't think we'll get a hell of a lot of time. There's a lot of this kind of stuff though, which is really cool. And we could kind of have those. I like these because you can use them to add a bit of interest, but you can also have them kind of going into the distance, like following paths and things.
You can have that like at the entrance, or
yeah, you can
leading
just kind
to
of
the house.
Yeah, you can just kind of, if we just fake a new path in here, we could just have maybe like a couple of those, and they just kind of go off into the distance.
Yep.
And you could even change the color of that thing to. Let's have a look. There's materials up there. There is a few. Yeah, there you go. You could have yeah, there you go. We could go with something a little more sinister. That might be quite cool. Slick material. Put that same one on there. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we always include old materials, so you can just change things around a little bit if you need to. I think this house too could be quite cool with a glowy window. So I'm just going to hack in a new material. I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to change it to emission, color. Make it like, I don't know.
Oh.
Something like that. It might be quite cool having it. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's probably a little bit too crazy, but it's
Yeah,
quite cool having that like demonic kind of
almost like he's
lighting.
summoning something inside the building.
Yeah, like it's very like it's currently got someone in it, and it's in use.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the look we want to go
Lived
for
in.
with this. So just playing around with some ideas there. You could even put a light in there and have the door slightly ajar. We did a screenshot like that when we were doing the pack. Fog, ground fog. I guess that's probably not too bad having that in there. Actually, it kind of looks nice. Let's try and get a few more points of interest.
Maybe some more of the statues, or
Yeah, I think the statues are quite creepy, eh?
just some like bigger ones in the distance, or
Oh, like yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. like they're kind of overgrown.
Well, you could, with the statue. I'll show. Actually, it's quite cool. That's a good idea, actually, because we can put the. Really don't like those new buttons. I just need to get used to them. The packs both include triplanars, but Elven's got one as well, which is used in the scene now. In the materials, which is here, you can chuck on like the grass one, so you can have things covered in grass and overgrown, and then you could even change the texture on them as well. I think there's a color tilt on them. I don't think you'd want to tilt that one, but you might want to make, say, the top maybe potentially greener or something. I don't know. Really depends on what you want to do, but that might be okay. And then I think you can go. You can change the amount of coverage, so like the overgrownness of it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of cool having the stuff overgrown. I think maybe a little bit more like that. Make it a bit darker. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yep, something like that.
Maybe some rocks around like the base, or
It's a good idea. I think Elven has lots. I know nature has heaps, but I think Elven's got some really cool ones too. They're just like these kind of chunky ones that have a triplanar on them, but they're nice shapes to build because we used it for the cliffs.
You could have like you could create like stepping stones over a river.
Yeah,
like
that can be used for a lot of stuff really. Actually, I'm gonna move that over here and just get rid of that. But yeah, you're right. I think just having these rocks, wow, they're so big. Just pushed into the side of the house is probably a good idea. Let's have a look like that. Maybe? It'd be kind of cool if it was like, no, you're right. No, you're totally right. Yeah, I think I can make that work. I just need a few more options there. Maybe some of the ones from biomes, because I think the rocks are, I mean, hopefully they're slightly better. Let's have a look. What have we got? Props. Actually, I don't know if this one's got so many rocks in it, because it's very swampy. It probably just has, a couple of small ones. No, I think we'll stick with the ones that were in Elven. not a lot of rocks in the swamp, it seems. We've got some ones here that are like used for like it's like the lip, but it's kind of cool because you can have that and you can use it like around corners and things to like form a path. So you could have a few of the lippy ones, and then you can kind of have a little path going through, and you could have something on the top of it, which is kind of cool. So we've got some interesting rocks in Elven that can be used, and the thing is, because they're done with a triplanar, it means you can change the scale of them, and the texture on them will be maintained, because it's a maybe it's not. There might be in world space at the moment, or object space. I think you can change that in the setting. Let's have a look. We can just change the tiling on it. Yeah. So I think these ones don't have the swimming on them, which is probably not a bad thing. The top will swim because it's being projected, but the sides are obviously set to object, so that's fine. That'll be all good. Cool. So put that out there. Yeah, I like the idea of doing that, and then on top of those we can put some little like flowers and stuff. Not that the flowers are very evil, but they just look cool. Even though this is an evil wizard elf, you know, he or she is still into the elven culture. Everything should be very kind of like in touch with nature, you know. You know, I definitely like that Lord of the Rings show, Rings of Power. They had some great elf stuff in it. Now I need some more of these. This is going to help a lot as well. These also have color change, so you can color change the material on these. We've got a few different alts. I'll have a look in a second and do a quick cycle through them. See what we've got. So we have, we've got maybe I just force color it. Yeah, let's make this like an evil red color or something. Maybe. That's kind of, it kind of looks like cherries, but I kind of like it. It gets the point across, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we've got some more interesting things in here. So the Wisteria's got a whole bunch of options. There's like concave, convex. There's a whole bunch of these different versions you can use. For this scene build, I'm just going to hack it and just use some real basic ones, just to get some filler in there. And I am building the scene kind of from a camera down here as well. It's just the angle I've chosen. And I'll probably stick with that. I think these have some, what have we got options wise for this one? Wall curved, small 01. I wonder if I've got, what's that one? Is that swappable for that size? I don't know. This might be a half size actually. I think it is a half size. And I don't think we make we don't have a window for a tower that small because it's the world's smallest tower. I wonder if I could chuck some other detailed Greeble on there for the window.
What you could do is have one of those hooks coming out, and then you could have maybe one of the swamp things hanging down.
Yeah, what's that hook thing called?
Hook.
That thing?
Yep, that thing there.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, we've done and we've got in a few of the other packs. We've got ones that actually have ropes and things on them. But this is good. This is a nice little Greeble. Just to get some silhouette in there, because that tower is just way too light on the silhouette for my liking. I mean, I probably would say for this, you'd probably want a slightly rounder tower. Yeah, that helps. That actually looks pretty cool.
Is there something you could hang on that to make it look?
I can.
Bones.
We've got this thing here. This thing here is real cool. It's like we could almost have that sticking out, you know, like I could just push that into the building.
Oh.
Probably not as interesting. I could use it in.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is getting real kit bashy and like real cheaty. So, yeah, let's just go with something like that. So they're like used in tandem. Now, I don't think I can extend the length of this thing. It's not separated. So you would have to break that off, or you could just use a string. So no, I can't hang anything off that. Oh, I could hang something like up there on it, like a sack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of these sacks, right? I think we've got an individual. Oh, we totally do. Look at that. So it's holding up a sack, which maybe has someone in it. Who knows?
Drying something out, maybe. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
as your classic necromancers do.
yeah,
in
yeah.
day-to-day
Yeah,
lives.
yeah, it's true. It's a bag of bones. See if we can get a bit of color on that. Something that stands out over the forest. This will be using the kind of a mahogany strip though, so actually the black's kind of cool. The mahogany strip is basically just more natural colors that can be applied to things. We also have colors that are like more, oh here we go, what's that? We've got colors that are also more oh, that one there. We've got colors that are a lot more colorful that can be applied to stuff, and then we've got colors that are a lot more muted, which are kind of the we call them the mahoganies. But it's just kind of like manufactured things, woods, metals, things like that. And then we've got the colors, which is things that are like intentionally colored, like paints and things like that. And then we've got a set of like metallics. I think the metallics are used. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of shine on some of the stuff. Also, these were normal matte, which is kind of nice. They're like pretty light considering how heavy they are. So we definitely did some cool stuff in here. I love that. It's so cool.
Can that window be swapped out?
This one.
Or just any one of those windows be swapped
I
out?
can switch this. I think I can switch this one easily because we've got a heap of alts just for the regular wall windows. I could get rid of that one and then put 2 windows in, maybe. Is that what you were thinking? Or just swap, or just straight up swapping that out for something like that?
Yeah, maybe that one there.
That one there? Or that one?
No, the first one you had. Yep, that one there.
Okay, cool. I think I'll do that. So, but put that under the window there, and then delete the other one. So.
Add that texture back on.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Now I didn't. I wonder if we get 2 of those in. Is that more interesting?
It is.
I think it might be. Yeah.
I like how the vines hang down.
Yeah.
In front of it.
Yeah, I might move it over a little bit just so that it's not so. Nah, I'm gonna switch this one out with one of the other ones because I kind of like this one, and I mean that one there will give a really good glow with the bloom. So pop that one there, and then unparent that one, and then get rid of that one, and then apply that material to it. You should be pretty good. Yeah, I like that. That works. Yeah, cool. Yeah, do we have alts for that one? I don't know if we have many alts for the top window. Some of these pieces are quite like niche. I mean, you could do 2 little ones, but I don't think that's the best look. And then we've got some like bigger ones as well if we were doing like a cathedral-y type thing. But yeah, we need to work within the bounds of what's here. So the thing isn't too crazy. Oh, we do have these things.
Oh, cute.
They're like little chimneys, eh, Cam?
Yeah.
Kind of just things to go on the top of buildings and stuff like that.
No, that's a good idea. Stick material, put that on there, but
That's the one.
and I think we've got another one that's like mid-sized, like these ones. It might be kind of random just from a silhouette point of view, having like one of those, like just sitting out the back, you know, like those like.
I feel like it gives it more of like a shack type vibe, and
Like,
Yeah,
just
just
sitting in
it's
the
kind
forest.
of. There's a few things going on here on this house, you know. I don't mind it. Maybe not that one. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Kills the shape of the roof. We've got to be careful here not to. Just got to be careful not to like kill the silhouettes of things too much. That's kind of my jam, is to keep the silhouette always looking ideally just keeping the shape of things. If you add too much layers or you add too much like breakup, then you kind of lose the lines of you get kind of like your lines in the scene. Like there's like a mid layer, a foreground layer, and then like a background layer. And if we kill the silhouette too much, it means we're kind of blending the layers. And we like to keep those layers because we can use them when we're lighting stuff. We can have fog to break the depth in, so we can have the background currently fogged out, things like that. So we certainly don't want to be doing too much of that. Now, one thing we've got in here is we've got the scene set up to be quite modern, but you can do a lot with the fog and swamp. I feel like we can dramatically change the scene by changing the fog color here and go with something.
I'd make it even more blue. I'd go more
like that.
Yeah, I think that's sort of like
I feel
darker
like
blue.
Like purple, like that.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe not that purple, but
nah, more towards the blue end, I think.
Yeah.
The problem with blue is that it's kind of like pretty regular, whereas you could take this in a.
I think having it contrast the light in the house is quite
okay.
It makes the building stand out a bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit on the green spectrum though. I think
a little bit evilly.
I like it going a little bit green. It's a little bit more unusual. I like the unknown, and I feel like green is something that's definitely not something I've seen a hell of a lot of. So I'll take it a little bit there. We can also change the amount of fog. We can have less or more. I think with this scene we just want to have I don't know, what we had wasn't too bad for a default. Then we can play around with probably the lights in here as well, a little bit. And we could even change the skylight color to maybe give us something a little bit more interesting. So this is currently the highlight light. Maybe we don't need to change that too much. It's not going to give us a lot of... yeah, it's just going to give us a tint. It's not really going to do much. So I think we just leave that white. And then go back into the rendering lighting settings, and we can change the environment color. We could try a color out. So you can basically light the scene with this, and this will give us kind of like a tint. I actually like it kind of like a lot darker. It's kind of nice. So maybe we bring a little bit of that in and then find a color that kind of complements the scene. Once again, this is all just, you just got to use a little bit of like faith in this, and it's a bit of practice as well. You'll find some colors look good, some colors don't. I didn't start off as a color artist. I started off as a 3D modeler. I dealt with stuff that was gray for the first few years of my career. It's only recently I've got into lighting, and it doesn't take a hell of a long time. It just takes a lot of practice, but you'll get there. It's not something you need to spend your entire life worrying about colors and lighting and things. I think it's not a hard thing to pick up once you kind of get the foundations, and it's just once again, it's like a playing around, learning, watching our videos. We've got a lot of lighting videos, and just kind of improving your skill set from there. And just take the time to play around with lighting in different conditions as well, day lighting, night lighting, things like that. Where is that camera? No, sorry, the light there. Kind of almost feel like we've killed the lights a little bit too much.
I think go back to the dark one.
Did you like it dark? It's kind of nice having a bit of a highlight in there, but I can make it like a moonlight.
Yeah, or make it
like
or
that.
Could you have some more light coming off the?
I mean, more point lights in the scene. I can.
Yeah,
yep. Yeah, cool. I'll have it. Okay, so there's there's going to be a bit of moonlight in there, like that. That looks good. And then what I'll do is, yeah, you're right. I'll get some. I could put a few pointies in.
Yeah.
Get our pointy. And I could even put them potentially around the windows and just have the range set really low, so that they're not blowing out too much. Yeah, yeah. That's the winner right there, eh? That's great. That will kill our cool looking scene though, because now it's going to have lights everywhere. So we have to turn them off when we do the final preview. Okay, so there's a few lights there, and then we want to probably get what? Maybe one of these lamps? I think you did these, Cam.
Some Blair Witch vibes, I do agree. This is definitely given a bit of Blair Witch vibes.
Yeah, it's kind of going in a strange direction. Once again, I had no idea where we were going to take this at the start of this whole thing.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah, it is kind of the point, as we wanted to choose like a combination you probably wouldn't necessarily see all the time. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna stuff around with the
I've just got someone
post
asking
effects.
how you quickly position each prefab. Like they do it quite slowly, it seems.
So if your scene has collision, it should, when you bring a prefab in, it should snap to the collision, and that gets you the most. So I'll show you a couple of ways. So there's a few techniques here, right? We've got there's tools you can get that you just swap. It just swaps the prefab out. That's great. You can, if it's got collision, I mean, you can just add a mesh cloud to everything temporarily and remove it later. You can just have it'll snap to the collision no matter what it is. If it's got collision, it'll snap to it. And then the last option is kind of a cool little tidbit. Like if you've got a mesh selected, sorry, in the hierarchy, if you drag something under that, it'll go exactly to it and onto it, and then you can just unparent it, and now you've got an object that matches that object exactly in position. So that's another little one you can do as well. So, and that can be used for things that have orientation as well. So if you've got something that's got a lot of orientation, like for example, the statue here, if I wanted to add a plinth to that, I've got the plinths here. I would find that model in here, then I would attach the plinth to it, and it should assign basically get added to it in the right position. Then I can just move it down, and then I'm not like rotating a plinth to match. You know what I mean? And then you can just unparent it, and now it's in position. So that's a cool little technique there as well for getting stuff to be easily positioned.
You can also copy the transforms of that object too and apply it to
that's true.
So the object you can bring into the scene. A little bit more manual work.
So you can go copy component or just copy position, and then you can paste that on, and you can just paste that onto one as well. So that's also totally an option as well. I've used that quite a bit over the years. That's a good one. Bricks. Okay, so this one here's got bricks gray on it, but unfortunately that's blowing out the. Where's that triplanar on that big statue? Select. Oh no, hang on. Select material. Yeah, so you can see there's a white line on there. It's the snow from the other scene. So what I need to do is just go through and chuck this on so that we now get grass on there.
And it'll look more of an overgrown look too.
Yeah, I think so. We can even pull some of this grass in here and just kind of have it like a little bit like nestled in to some of the gaps too, if we want. It'll help with.
It needs some like ground fog.
What was that?
It needs some ground fog.
I think it's got some in here if I press play. So let me just save the scene. Always save your scene before pressing play. Do not press play without it. There is some in here at the moment. If I press play, you should be able to see it. There might be a whole bunch of other stuff happening in here which I haven't stripped out yet. But at the very least, we should get the ground fog in there and some bats. Oh, those bats are cool.
The bats work well.
Damn, this is working out pretty good considering. I'm quite happy with this so far. Yeah, not bad.
That's very
spooky. Really didn't know what we were going to do. This totally works with Swamp, like, really well. So we've got fog in here, as Cam has mentioned, and I don't know which one it is. It's probably one of these, that one. You can use this in it's just a hacky fog. There's other fogs, there's assets you can get, there's like built-in fogs and things like that. But this is a nice little, just like a hacky fog we've made, which is just a particle effect. Which generally doesn't cause too many graphical errors. It will do the odd thing because of the way it's just a hack, but it's a nice fog that you can just get in there and just quickly have fog in a scene. So very cool. Man, this looks great. This is
camera, I think.
What was that?
Do you need to reposition the camera?
I do actually. Yeah, true. Good point. I'll get that camera just roughly here-ish, maybe. It's so funny, eh? Like the randomest combination can work out being like the coolest, you know? Another thing is in the background here, we've got a bunch of, like the fog is quite bright in the background, as you can see. So what a good idea would be to come in here and grab these cool cards we made, and you could bring these right in. And then we could use those to kill off a bit of that fog. And I could even drop them to be like bushes. Probably not that much. Scale them down.
You want a little bit of
I think we want a bit of depth in there, but we just want to have a bunch of like a little bit more. It's a little bit more dense. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we're on the edge of a forest here, whereas we want it to go a little bit further out. So if I go like that, I should be able to get maybe like that. Yeah, I like that. That's giving me more of that kind of vibe. I'm gonna chuck another big tree in there just to fill up a little bit of that night. Just to get a little bit more fill in the clouds there. Because I don't want to see too much of the sky. I want this to be in a dense forest. You know what I mean? Damn, this is looking cool. I'd play this game.
Yep, same.
I feel like that's out of place now. What else have we got fountain-wise?
We got the telescope. We got the portal. Oh, we got the well.
Yeah, where's that one? Hang on. I think there might be an environment, maybe. Oh no, or buildings. It's in. I think some of the stuff's in buildings because it's in the building system. Oh, this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that better. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely a building. That one. That's cool.
Be like an evil well for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna change some of the lighting in here. We've got too much. I think we've got way too much orange, so it might be nice just having some like points of difference, you know, and then having that intensity up high, but pulling the range down. But so we're just getting a little bit of illumination from it. I think that looks kind of cool. What other swamp stuff do we have?
I was gonna say a nice touch would be the god rays on the house.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Rays or.
Does this one have? I don't know if this one's got god rays, and I don't.
Does.
Will,
Yep.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'll bring that in. Yeah, a couple of these is a good idea too, because these have a really, really great silhouette to them because they're done on texture. They're really high res. The silhouette on stuff like this is great because you just get a much higher resolution thing.
We put them by the house too, just to show that it's a bit overgrown. Those,
yeah, like here you reckon?
Yeah, just around the sides and next
good
to the
idea.
walls and stuff.
Cool. Another one there maybe, and then I think we've got some like little ones.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one actually. Yeah. A couple of those on, rotate it around. Now these will change if you're playing around with the scene and you're getting the LOD popping. So you can see here, the LODs will change. You can go project settings, assuming this is the same in this version. You can go LOD bias, and then you can actually just force the LODs to be either off, or you can like turn them up and down. So if you want like super high performance mobile version of the scene, you can turn all the LODs off basically, or you can just turn the LOD bias right up if you just want everything to stay at its top LOD. So you can actually control that here with the LOD bias settings. A good thing to do if you need to like play around with the LOD. It's looking pretty damn cool, man. Man, this is cool. This looks great. I need a couple more foreground bushes, and then getting really into this. This is good.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision to do swamps with Elven.
Yeah, great. So if I put a couple of, so this is what I was saying about foreground before. What I can do is I can put a few of these in the foreground, so that when I have my camera set up, I can use my camera here and I'm kind of looking through some stuff. You just don't want to have too much, and I can squish it down as well. I can kind of hack the perspective a little bit, but it's kind of nice like having some stuff in the foreground so that you're like peering over.
Yeah, like it's from a character's point of view looking at
Yeah, you're kind of peering over it, you know, like it's quite cool having that there. So God rays, you were saying.
Sun shafts.
Oh, I've got fireflies too. Some of those in, maybe. Are they working? I wonder if. Oh no, they are working. Yeah, they're just real subtle. They're also extremely bloomy. I got an idea. They're the bloomiest things ever. I wonder if that's because I've got the color set so high. Yeah, okay. I wonder if we change the color of those.
Like a greeny yellow.
Yeah, they could be green, eh? And then I think you've got to do the color over, maybe not. Oh no, here we go. They've got their own material. That might be a problem because that could be, oh no, it's in here. Okay, that's why they're so glowy. Yeah, got it. So I can force that to be any color I want. Yeah, what do you think about little like kind of like greeny yellow ones?
I like the green. Green
Yep.
yellow, yeah.
Kind of like that, and then just blow it out a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that looks good. That adds some depth. Okay, yeah. That's great. This is really cool. I'm actually really enjoying this. Flies, fog. I mean, flies are great. Just chuck some in.
Flies make a lot of
Oh!
sense as well with all those bone piles.
No. Flies on the bag.
The bag, yeah.
Oh, good
The
idea.
bag.
Great idea.
Flies on the bag. Yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, okay.
Now
Flies on
we
the
definitely
bag.
know what's in the bag.
Yeah. That's it. We chuck some frogs in here because the frogs are awesome and they're crazy and they jump around. We'll put a few frogs actually. More frogs. More frogs.
All
More
the
frogs. Swamp bubbles. No, that look weird. Water ripples. Bats. What does the water ripple look like if you use it not on water? No, that won't work. Okay. What's that one? Dust spots. Oh, yeah, okay.
Nice.
We could have a little bit of that in the scene. And if we just increase the shape of the particle and make it like much bigger to the scene, that gives us a better result. So we can go like 40 will give us a much bigger box, 40, and then the height of it's only 5 if we just go like 20. And that'll also spread the particle effect out within that volume, so we'll get less density, but we'll still have all like little pretty particles. Now if we want to turn that up, we can increase the max particles to like 5,000. And we can test that, and then you might also have to change the emission to like 300 or something. So you need to increase a couple of values there, but there you go. We've got some light particles floating around. This is very mystical. I'll save the scene just to be sure we don't lose it. And then...
How unfortunate would that be?
Yeah, well, I'll start wrapping this up so we can call it. But yeah, there you go. There's some like leaves blowing across the scene. Should I put those at the back maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll put maybe some over here as well. They're kind of cool because they illuminate quite nicely in like pockets of light.
Mm.
And then, where was the sun shaft?
I believe it's in effects.
It might be in...
I saw there was a material for it.
Oh, it's in Elven, isn't it? Sunbeam 01.
There
Yeah,
you
you got it.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to have that.
Like a subtle green or something, like a moonlight.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I like it. Can we make it bigger? Oh, we can. Oh my god, it's so good. This is awesome. This is working out really, really well.
So cool.
Yeah, select material, and then we'll tint this to be
More evil, like a foreboding.
it's so
There we
good.
go.
Oh, look at that.
Nice touch.
Yeah, this is so good. Do we want it like tighter or like wider? How about tighter and wider?
You
And I'll
kind
make
of
it
want
tight.
that. You kind of want it where it's got that stark contrast, so it looks like that it's shining between the trees.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, it's true. I think yeah, we get rid of that one, eh? And if we set auto random seed off, it'll be the same each time. So what are we feeling like that?
I think that looks good.
Oh yeah, should we see our scene in motion? And then I think that might be it. I'll do a high res render and I'll post it on Discord later. Oh, actually, don't hang on. Sorry, before I do that, I do need to edit the post effects quickly. So just make sure our ambient occlusion isn't too... I think we could probably go a little bit thicker on that.
Probably do some color grading.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of color grading. The radius here. No, I'll leave it on that one there. It's much nicer than AO, isn't it? So like that, pull that back. The bloom is pretty full on, but it's not very well spread out. So we could probably drop it down a little bit. Like that maybe.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Yeah, like that. And then if I've got the texture for that, I'll add the texture to it, the dirt texture, before we post it. What about the intensity of this?
That's kind of cool. Like
Quite nice, like that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's good. And I can even color it too if we want to make it like a little bit more. Yeah. So look. Man, this is great. This is so good. Temperature, probably fine. Saturation, probably fine. Contrast, probably fine. These are usually where we get a little bit more pull on the coloring. So we can go like,
Match the mood a bit.
what do you think? I don't know. This just gets so like random. Like
I definitely
I
think,
usually turn all my lights off and I do this in the dark.
I think the bluey greens look real nice in contrast with the red coming from the little cottage.
Kind of like that, eh? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
it look super. Like I wouldn't go into that cottage.
Maybe a little more blue. Green's so nice though, eh? It's a tough one.
You can spend hours just tweaking.
You can
Yeah.
literally
Colours.
these things are a big rabbit hole.
The one last thing in terms of lights I would add is maybe some lights around the front of the house, just coming from the window that are on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we can do that really easily.
Just copy one of the. Could you just copy one?
We can kind of do that. Yeah, if we were just to go game object light spotlight, this is really hacky. We can turn the spotlight to be looking out the window. You do this with a cookie, but we didn't include any cookies of this. You just had to make cookies. If we take that and turn off shadow casting, and then we grab our spotlight in here, and then we increase the intensity,
Oh.
and then make sure that this has got shadow casting. We can then get the light from the window coming through. Good. Yeah, this is a good idea, Ken. We could do something like that. Just a little bit, but we want it quite soft, eh? What do you think about that, but just like less?
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I like
that's
that.
nice.
We could probably pull the range up and pull the intensity down so that we're getting more even light on everything. So higher range, less intensity means that everything's being lit. We're not getting blowouts on this thing. I'll just get rid of that anyway. And then we could do the same thing for all of the lights. All of the windows really could have the same thing going on. Maybe it's getting a little bit too crazy. Maybe just one out the front, maybe? Let's have a look. If I get that into here.
You probably only need one light for like each side.
I'll try this one.
Right.
So it's just turning off the shadows on these because they will shadow cast.
Yep.
And then, yeah, kind of having like just really low power on the May. And going.
What about I've had a couple of people suggesting smoke coming out of the chimney.
I don't know if we have smoke in this setup. No, I don't have any smoke. No, these packs don't have smoke in them. It's a good idea though. I think it's definitely something that would be good to include if you were making this scene. And we've got smoke in a lot of asset packs, but just not these two particular ones. I don't mind those, Cam. They're quite cool though. Let's have a look and just turn them on and off. Yeah.
Adds a bit of subtlety.
Mm.
I think it does. I don't know if we need the ones out the front, maybe. I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm going to probably get rid of the last one too, that one there. I just don't think those are adding a hell of a lot. That one over there is nice though. I probably could maybe just bring it a bit closer, or having it a bit further back maybe.
Yeah,
Just
you
getting
see
more
more
of
of the grill.
Yeah, more of the grill. More like that, eh?
Mm.
Cool. This is great. I think that's
very
worked out
nice.
really, really well. Let's
timing as
save
well.
it and let's save it and simulate it. And then I'll do a render and I'll post it on Discord, but I will maybe need to tweak the particles a little bit because currently I bet you when I press play there's gonna be a lot of them. So if I get my camera and just pull the file back a little bit. Yeah, there's our scene.
Oh, I love it.
That's cool.
Oh, good.
I'm real happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's super, super cool.
Goodness.
Yeah, fantastic. Maybe a couple of small tweaks like the this thing here can get moved so that we can see it in the game camera. Let's probably pull it to
Maybe
the side a
rotate
little
it
bit.
a bit.
Yeah, it's just so you can kind of see this. What I typically do is you could have the game camera. I have it on another monitor, but you can basically dock it to here, and then you can and I don't do this with play mode because it won't save. But you can basically just like get the stuff to look good in your camera while you're outside of play mode. This looks so good.
It looks
This
amazing,
looks so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. It's fantastic. So thanks for everyone for watching.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've currently got a Humble Bundle on it to go. So go check out Humble Bundle if you want to grab a bunch of packs. They're real cheap and also help out charity. Yeah, then I'll hand over to Bree for the closing, and I'll keep doing some tweaks.
Yeah. So thank you all for watching. I hope you really enjoyed. We will post the finished scene on Discord later on when Mike's got that all sorted. As for Humble Bundle as well, yeah, definitely recommend checking that out. It is amazing value for what you do get. Not to mention you're supporting the Direct Relief charity, which is currently helping out with the earthquake relief over in Turkey. So it's for a super good cause, and you're getting some awesome assets as well for a cheaper price, which is awesome. I say it's a win-win in my books, but yeah. Anyways, thank you all for joining to watch the mashup of Elven and Swamp Marshland. And just a quick reminder as well, because Elven was released last week, it's got another, I think, week left on the discount. So if you are interested in getting Elven, definitely worth getting that now while it's on a little bit cheaper through the Cinti store. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Join our Discord if you want to see the final scene image as well. We'll post it later on. Awesome. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.